There comes a time in every man's life when you must play a game. And today, that game is Arkista's Ring for the NES. Here we go. Everybody, much adventure here. Today I'm playing... Arkista's Ring is an action-adventure game developed by NMK and published by American Sammy for the NES in 1990. My immediate reaction is this is some sort of a Zelda clone. I mean, you got the items, you got the top-down view, and the same types of sprites and tile-based gameplay that Zelda was known for. But before we go any further, we need some story to make this game really click. After all, as we all know, Nintendo games were known for their well-told and very immersive stories. The Elven Ring of Arkista has been stolen by the villainous Shogun, who has cast the entire Elven Kingdom into darkness. The only hope for the elves is the strongest warrior, Christine. Equipped with only her trusty bow and arrows, can travel through the kingdom and retrieve the ring. Alright, that's the official story. There you go. So in Arkista's Ring, there's apparently 31 stages, and in each stage you have to kill all the monsters on screen, collect the key that appears, and then make your way to the exit. There's a bunch of various enemy types in the game, like, you know, you got your standard fantasy goblins, wolves, demons. But then you have the worst enemy of the entire game. The ninjas. We'll get to them later. The graphics are pretty decent for what the game is. As you make your way through the levels, there's tons of different looks and colors, really varying up the different stages. The models look good, and I only get a tiny bit of that classic NES flicker when I'm using certain abilities. Now, I'm not exactly sure what they're called, really, but the game has a bunch of different items to pick up. You can also pick up extra hearts, and then once you get 5 hearts, then you start picking up pieces of armor, which kind of just act as extra hearts. As far as the other items go, you got one that changes your bow and arrow into like a flame ball, and this one it goes over top of walls. You have a wand that kills all enemies, except kind of like mystical ones, like ghosts and stuff. And then you have another wand that kills just the mystical thing on your screen. Then there's a potion that fills up your health, classic, and then the final item, which you get later on in the game, is a music box, and it puts the ninjas to sleep. Trust me, you will need this. The music's great. Right off the bat, I'm hooked on the main title theme. Have a listen. There's a couple other good songs throughout the game, and only a few repeating songs, during boss fights and stuff. The other sound effects are decent for an NES game, but they're nothing to write home about. As I make my way through the stages, it starts getting harder and harder, but more so in the layouts of the levels versus the monsters you have to kill, until you get to the ninja stage, that is. I had to actually look up a walkthrough of the game here, because I got stuck after I killed all the monsters, and I found the key, and I just could not find my way out. Turns out you have to just walk into blocks. Invisible blocks, and they create a path. But then I later learned that they look slightly different than the other blocks, but if you didn't notice this, you would have no idea. I mean, how this is a gameplay feature that's supposed to be good, I'll never know. It's kind of like they went for that Zelda clone aspect of the game, like the puzzles and stuff, but they didn't really have any real puzzles to do. So they kind of made these janky levels, secret pathways, and mazes in the levels to compensate, The controls, I would say, are okay. Actually, my biggest complaint on the game would be the controls. The most annoying thing in the game is that when you press on the D-pad to move your character, they move an entire tile instead of turning when you press it and then move when you press again. And it becomes a huge problem when you're trying to fight enemies in close quarters and you keep running into them. I mean, there's nothing I can do. This honestly led to so many needless deaths, which brings me to the difficulty. It's not that difficult of a game, really, other than the control issue. You get so many items throughout the game that you don't really need to save them. You just use them whenever you want. There's no password or saving, but you do get 10 continues. And what makes this game kind of a walk in the park is the fact that you get to keep all your items and you stay on the same stage when you use a continue. When you die, all the enemies you killed in the stage stay dead. But when you use a continue, the level resets. So it's very, very forgiving for an NES game. Okay, we're here. We made it to the second last level, the Ninja Room. Get ready. Look at all these goddamn ninjas! It's insane! The problem with these guys is they're so fast, they keep jumping over all the walls, and they literally pile on you and drain your life in no time. I died so many times during this stage, and burned through all my items. Look, right here, literally the only way to get through these stages is you have to have either a ton of potions, or you need those ninja boxes. It's the only way. But even when you use the ninja boxes, they still wake up right after, and new ninjas keep spawning. You literally just have to power through this level. That's the only way. You have to use all your lives, you gotta use all your items, power through. Hopefully you keep some items like the fireball wand to the boss, but I mean, this is these damn ninjas, man. Okay, we did it. Screw those ninjas. Now it's time to face the Shogun, the final boss. Here we go. Kind of like the ninjas, the boss honestly seems impossible to beat without dying many times. It just keeps stacking up damage on him. He moves so fast, and with the control issues I mentioned, how you keep moving into the tiles to try to aim your guy, it's impossible not to hit the boss and not take damage. But as long as you have this fireball wand and you just keep at it, you just keep dying, respawning, and going at it, eventually you will win. And there it is. I did it. Beat the boss. Wait. This game continues after you beat the boss? Okay, so I had to Google it. Apparently, it keeps going another 31 levels, except this time all the enemies are faster and harder to beat. I mean, maybe one day I'll try that challenge, but I think for now, I think that's enough Arkista's ring for me. So if you're not aware of my rating system, I kind of have 3 that I go by. I gotta ditch it, I gotta rent it, and I have a buy it. And I'm kind of retrospectively reviewing this, so I would put it in the time that it came out. I'm not reviewing it as if it's a game today, if it holds up. This is like if it came out, when it came out, 1990, you know, I'm 5 years old, whatever, and I'm playing it. Am I gonna like this game? Right, that's my review system. So overall, I would have to give Arkista's Ring a solid rent it. Honestly, if I rented this back in the day when I was a kid, going through this game, you know, having it kind of easy to beat, but also a little bit challenging, and then having those extra 31 levels for replayability. The only thing that kind of sucks is that the controls kind of suck, yes, but you'd get used to it if you played this game enough. And there's no password, there's no saving, so that kind of sucks. But I mean, it took me, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes to beat the game, so it's not a long game. I mean, you take 2 hours, you might be able to beat this game twice. Maybe there's even a third time. I have no. So that's Arkista's Ring, guys. If you like what you see, I will be playing some more of these games on Twitch. And, you know, like and subscribe and all the YouTube things that you do. Please leave some comments, you know. Have you played Arkista's Ring? Have you heard of this game? I have not. Leave a comment down below. And that's it, guys. I'll see you either on Twitch or next video. Thanks for watching.